Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Niecy B. Niecy B, baby. Don't forget the baby. Hey. Oh, I'm being a little more quiet because seeing as we're all under quarantine, can't be disturbing the rest of the people in the house. Today, as the title says, we're gonna be talking about, it's a flashback, a throwback, but to when like I used to have like some really dope, crazy, cool, slightly awkward sometimes subscriber encounters. Let's talk about it. Yay! Guys, so let's just jump right into it. There's gonna be some tea spilled. It's gonna be good, bad, and you know, it happened. Okay, so if you've ever met me in person, you just know that I'm like super down to earth. I find myself to be a fun person, and like I'm just as excited to meet you as you are to meet me, because I'm just regular out here, and people like, they really be making me feel special. We're gonna start with this one, because this was a weekend where it was like a ripple effect. So I remember I was out and I was with a couple friends, and we were in Seoul. Specifically, we were in Hongdae. So we went out and we were heading to, what was the name of that club again? Because they changed it and then black people stopped going there. It was a club in the corner. I can't remember, but I can't remember the name of the club. Regardless, we were heading in that direction to go, but that literally was around the time that the audience changed. So it was no longer military people going in there. It was more so Korean people. And as we're heading in the direction, we're noticing, you know, the usual crowd isn't outside. So we saw this black girl coming out, and she was, and this is important to the story, she was with a bunch of white girls, right? Which I didn't take that in. I just said, okay, she just has white friends and maybe she's a student here, whatever. I go to the girl, I'm like, hey, excuse me, are there people in there? Like, who's in there? She's like, yeah, there's people in there. And I'm like, okay, but I'm trying to give her the look like, you know what kind of people I'm talking about. So I'm like, but like, you know, are there people in there? And she's like, yeah, there's people in there. And I'm just like, girl. And then one of her white friends chimes in and goes, she's asking if there's black people in there. She's like, I get it. And I'm like, who is you? I was not talking to you. She's like, no, there's not a lot of black people in there. I was like, okay, but still kind of thrown off by Becky over here trying to chime in. So the girl goes, I recognize you from somewhere. And I'm like, oh really? And like at this point, I know that if anybody said that to me, it had to be that they watch my YouTube channel. But I'm the kind of person like, yo, I will have you running in circles trying to figure out where you know me from before I tell you that you know me from there, because I don't ever want to be that person that's like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel with this much subscribers, and then the person's like, actually no, I just know you through a friend of a friend, or actually no, I just saw you passing at somebody else's party. Like, I don't like embarrassment, so I'm always very careful. So I'm just like, I let people figure it out on their own. She's like, you have a YouTube channel? And I'm like, oh yeah, I do. And so Becky comes back in again and she's like, oh really, you have a YouTube channel? What's it called? Like, she looks at her friend, she's like, oh, what's the name of the YouTube channel? Like, what's her name on YouTube? And the girl's like, and I'm looking at her like, and meanwhile, I'm with my friend, so I'm just sitting down here like, it's awkward. It's very evident that she didn't know my name, but she'd seen me before. And then the white girl goes, oh my God, you don't even know the name of her channel? So now like this has just turned into a very mortifying situation for me, because it went from like being like slightly awkward to, oh my God, you don't know her channel? You know the name of her channel? Oh my gosh. And she's laughing and stuff, and I'm just like, yo, Becky, chill out, because it's not that deep. Like, you didn't even have to be in this conversation. You have literally inserted yourself at every possible moment. And guys, it gets worse from here. It goes downhill, okay? So I'm just like looking around, I'm like, okay. And she's just like, oh, you're friends with an insert person here. She's like, oh yeah, what's your name again? And I told her, and she's like, oh yeah, I've watched your channel a couple times. At this point, I don't even believe a word coming out of this girl's mouth, because girl, you didn't even know my name 5 minutes ago. So we kind of reel back to us asking her if there are black people in the club, right? And her friend's like, Becky, okay, specifically, is like, oh, you can't ask her that. She's not really black. So let me tell you guys, I was not looking at somebody who was white passing. I was looking at somebody who was chocolate AF. She had the box braids in. Like, this was no question as to what her race was. There was no question. This girl was black. The Becky speaking to me was white. So I didn't understand like what was happening. Like I was trying to figure it out in my head. I'm like, okay, so trying to 1 carry over the 2, divide the 3. What are you talking about? This girl's black. And the girl is just smiling. And I'm just like, this white girl just told you you weren't black and you're not ready to cuss her out. Like you're not ready to gather your friends. So I was confused. I was just standing up there and my friends and I, we're all black. We're all standing up there looking at her like, okay, so what, did she gonna jump and tell Becky to shut up? Not at any point did she do that, okay? So Becky's like, yeah, she's not really black. She's not really black. But she doesn't even act like a black girl. She looks like a white girl. All this stuff like going off at the mouth, like going off, like telling other girls deep dark secrets. She's like, she's barely black. Okay, cool. So now that we've established that she's barely black, I looked at her, because you know, I had a little bit of liquor in the system. So I looked at her and I said, oh, you're gonna let your friend talk to you like that? Oh, girl. And the girl was just like, ha ha ha, all coonish and shit. So I just said, okay, girl, see you never. And I left, because that was that. But that was one of the most awkward, most uncomfortable experiences for me. It was just downright sad, y'all. Like, it was really bad, because this girl really stood up there and let the little white girl tell her she was not black. And she really stood in my face and said, oh, what's your name again? And tried to associate me with somebody else that I didn't even mess with anymore. So I was like, and then later on that night, to add insult to injury, I was in McDonald's and somebody else said the same thing. They're like, oh, I know you from somewhere. But for some reason, people can never remember my name. And I'm like, damn. I don't know if that time my name was the Ebony Traveler. I can't remember. It was just really weird. Okay. You know, I was pretty shitty. Not gonna lie. Like, I was feeling really down because, like, it was just weird. Like, people weren't picking me up by my name and stuff. So I'm walking down the sidewalk and all of a sudden I just hear, ah, and I just hear screaming. And it's like these, I think it was 2 or 3 girls, and they are screaming at the top of their lungs, y'all, screaming. So now, you know me, being a black person, these are black people screaming. I'm standing up here, I'm looking around, I'm looking for the fire. I'm like, yo, where is the fire? Where do I need to run? Like, I was really ready to run down the road, because I'm like, I don't do well with that. If black people are screaming or running, I'm out. Because we don't usually scream, we just run, right? So I'm just like, so now like I'm shook, I stop, I'm looking around, trying to figure out what the emergency is, trying to figure out what's going on. And you know what it was, guys? They were subscribers. It was so crazy, like they were so excited. And I'm like, my entire heart. And like when I tell you guys the weekend had been rough, you guys know, mouth is dry. So yeah, it had just been a rough weekend for me, and like just being able to interact with people who actually appreciate my content, who actually knew my name, was amazing. And they were super sweet. They were from Toronto. So, you know, I gave the hugs. I can't remember if we took a picture, but I know for sure I gave hugs, and like they were amazing. I wish it had been a longer interaction. I think we did talk for a little bit, and then after that, like I was out. Like they went their way and I went mine. Anyway, that was a really good experience. So that was an experience in Seoul. And to be honest, I can't remember all of my Korea experiences, but I have met quite a few people, and they have come up to me, and we have like, you know, just connected. There were times I'd be outside just in Daegu streets, and people would be coming visiting from different cities. Excuse me, they'd be coming and visiting from different cities. And like I remember once, like these 2 girls were out there like, oh my god, are you so and so? Like my friend really loves your channel, and she's like scared to come up to you, and I'm like, scared to come up to me? If she doesn't get over here, like, it's real. Like, so when like people are like super sweet, or if they were staring, I'd always say hi. But for more specific situations, let me get into it again. Another situation that was super sweet. So I have a friend, so Maya, she's a friend in Daegu, and she's so sweet. She told me that her sister or her cousin, I can't remember what the relationship was, but family member, was a huge fan, like she just loved me, she loved my content, she like was coming to visit Korea, and she really wanted to meet me. And I was like, oh, me? And Maya's like, yeah, I know, like it's dope, she wants to meet you. So that weekend we were actually doing an event in Seoul, so she was gonna be out in Seoul anyways. And yeah, she came out and she was so freaking sweet. Like when I tell you, sweet. And she came out and she said, hey, how's it going? And she was like so excited, and I was excited to meet her, because like I tell you guys, I'm not kidding. When people stop me on the road and they say, hey, I know your face, like I know you from somewhere, like, oh, like I am genuinely, 1, emotional, so I'm trying to stop myself from crying because thugs don't cry, and 2, like just as excited to meet you. So that's essentially. Like, that's important. So let's go for another awkward. Let's break it up a little bit with a little awkward one. So if anybody knows me, they know that I always interact with people in my comments, in my DMs, on my Instagram. No matter where you are commenting on my stuff, I will always answer. So there's a certain level. Like, I'm not the kind of person where I feel like, oh, I'm up here and you guys are down here, ever. Like, never. But my thing is, like, if we naturally come together and we can have that really dope convo and we don't have any issues and it just feels like we could be friends, I don't have a problem. I hate people force a friendship on me when, like, they haven't even taken the time to, like, you know, just kind of work their way in there. They just immediately want to be friends. Like, ooh, I want to talk to you all the time, or whatever the case is. And there are certain people, you'll know if I mind or if I don't mind because I'll answer you. But there's this one girl, and like, she got too comfortable to the point where she's making like comments that were like really inappropriate and really rude. And like, it came to a point where I was like, I never want to meet this girl. Like, that's how I felt. Like, she would make some really awkward comments. Like, I remember she made a comment about my hair one time, and it was like, she'd make public comments. Like, you know, you can ask me about my hair in private, but in public you'd be like, oh, what kind of wig is that, girl? Like, oh, let me know what kind of, like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know you. And like, it was just like a whole bunch of awkward stuff that I did not enjoy. Like, I did not like talking to her at all. And then eventually she like moved to Korea and like was trying to be my friend. And let me tell you, when I tell you I was ducking and I was dodging, like, girl, no. I was not trying to be her friend. And then one day, unfortunately, she caught me in the worst mood ever. Like, I was in the worst mood, and it was not because of her. And usually, like, just to save face and because I know I'm on social media, I will not act poorly towards people even if you're annoying me. And that's hard for me because naturally my face is screw if I don't like you. But this girl unfortunately met me in a very bad mood, and she was like, oh, Nisi, it's so and so. And I was just like, but that was only because I was in a terrible mood. Had it been any other day, I would have treated her well because, you know, at the end of the day, you're watching my content, you're being cool, but like, as a person, I just didn't like her. Yeah, so I've had a handful of subscribers who become friends. So there's Ty, Ren, I stayed with her in Trinidad. Trey, as he goes by in the comments, you guys probably see him often. So those are some people that were subscribers turned friends. I'm trying to remember who else. Let's talk about outside of Korea, because I know I've had a bunch of subscribers account to it's in Korea. The most memorable ones were definitely Jamaica Carnival and Florida. So Jamaica Carnival, I was playing mass and Lioness, dang, can't remember her Instagram name, but I remember Lioness was in it. She walked up on me while I was on the road and she was like, hey, can I get a picture? And I was like, of course you can. And I think at that moment I almost cried. There was the welling up of tears. So I was like, you know, drinking, emotional, and like, yo, my girl recognized me on road. I was like, oh my god. And Jamaica, obviously, I was just like, Jamaica of all places, but it was amazing. So she was dope. And then I was at a party for Jamaica Carnival again. I was at the Jamaica beach party, because I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was one of the last parties we went to. And there was a girl there and she just walked up on me. She's like, hi, like, I'm a subscriber, I really like your channel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that was a 2-in-1 in Jamaica. I was so shocked. And she was super sweet too. And we took a picture together. Those were 2 subscriber encounters that were super sweet. Florida, that one was really funny. That was a funny, cute one, okay? Funny, cute, and unfortunate for me because my face was in shambles. So let me tell you guys what happened. I'm in the mall in West Palm with my mom, and this mall was empty 95% of the time. So I'm walking and I have this little tiny dress on. And that particular day, I was having an issue with my piercing. The callousing, it had grown to like a piercing pimple that was larger than the ring and almost bigger than my nose. I'm walking through this mall, but I'm like, okay, I don't know anybody, so I don't care. And I see this one girl staring at me. So I was concerned about multiple things. She was staring at me, so I was like, okay, it's either, is it like a stain on the back of my dress? Is my dress too short? Is my ass out? Is she staring at this big old pimple on my face? Like, what is it? The girl walked down and she was staring at me. And then like a couple moments later, I see her walk back up and she's staring at me again. And so I'm like, what the hell? Like, yo, why is this girl staring at me? Like, at this point, because so many things are happening with me, I'm so self-conscious, right? So anyways, eventually the girl and her friend walk up to me and they're like, oh, hi, are you so-and-so? Well, are you Nisi? Sorry, you so-and-so. Are you me? Are you Nisi? Whatever, do you have a YouTube channel? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I do. And she's like, oh my god, I'm a subscriber, da, da, da. And like, she was super, super sweet. I think I gave her a hug. I said, nice to meet you. I don't think we took a picture that time, but she's like, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was you. So I was like staring. And then like it got awkward because she was like, She she could come up to me and all that stuff. And let me tell you guys what my mother was. My mom said, I'm out of here. Yo, this lady left me by myself. I'm like, yo, what if these girls are trying to jump me and you just left me on road by myself? It was funny. But then when I went in, my mom was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I'm like, whatever, I don't want to hear anything from you. Okay, let's see, what other situations do I have? Because I think I have 2 more that happened. Let's do Toronto, because you know there have been a couple of people in Toronto who have come up to me and been like, hey girl, I know you. There's this one time I was waiting for the bus in front of my old high school, and let me tell you something, when I'll be on road, hey, I'll be looking like who did it and why. This that you see right here is not the normal me when I'm on road. On road, I'm just like chilling. This girl came up to me, and actually it was really close to my area, so she must live in my neighborhood, and she came up to me, she's like, hey, do you remember me? I think we went to school together, honestly. Honestly, girl, I'm really good with faces, but I didn't remember her. And she's like, oh, yeah, we went to I think we went to MT together, if I remember correctly. If not, what I do remember is that she's like, yeah, I watch her YouTube channel, bop, bop, bop. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much. And, you know, I said the big thank yous and we were good. That was one situation. And another, I was heading home from work and I was on the RT, which is like this like above ground train kind of situation. I was on the platform, so I was not on the RT yet. And she looks at me and she goes, I know you from somewhere, like I know your face. And I'm like, at this point I'm praying to God, to the heavens above, that this girl does not know me from YouTube. Because when I tell you guys, if there was a picture under the word Dusty in the dictionary, do they still make dictionaries? Anyways, under Dusty in the dictionary, my face would have been there for that specific day, because your girl was looking woof, woof is the best way to describe what I look like. Okay, so I was looking rough. And then when she said she knew me from somewhere, I was like, please God, just make it be like we work at the same place, like make it be that we went to school together, make it be anything but YouTube. And of course she said YouTube. She's like, yeah, do you have a channel? And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I do. She's like, oh yeah, I watch you on YouTube. And I was like, wow. But she was really sweet, and like we talked from the stop that we had gone on to her stop, and she was like, super nice. I don't know why, I was just reminiscing on this the other day, just because like I have some work to do to build myself back up at this point, because like I'm here and I'm there sometimes, but I just like to reminisce sometimes. You know, the good old days, and I was posting regularly. I had a little bitty schedule, and I'm hoping to get back on that, as I always say, but actions speak louder than words, so just wait for it. When you see me post consistently for 3 weeks straight, you know I'm back in business. So anyways, if you are any of the subscribers, if you're still a subscriber, and I met you and I talked about you in this video, please leave like, I don't know, a purple heart, like 3 purple hearts down below if I mentioned you. If I didn't, just let me know I met you too, girl. And if you want to leave me a sentence as to when we met, that works too, because then it will jog my memory. But regardless, if I've ever met you in person, I hope that I've been kind to you and that you were pleased with the encounter. If we have a picture, let me know, all that fun stuff. I don't know. So anyways, guys, you know, definitely follow me on my social media, as I said in the beginning. And that's pretty much all I have to say for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So as always, it is a peace, and it's a love, and it's a annyeong.